there were times when you needed one Deutschmark, and there are other times you need a wheelbarrow of Deutschmarks because paper currency can be devalued, but gold can't because you can't print gold. Now you can mine gold, but the amount that's mined roughly equals the amount lost or stolen. So the stock to flow stays really high and pretty stable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, Bitcoin is the digital form of this.
Right.
And so it is a digital commodity. Now, could it also be other things? And people say, oh, Bitcoin's failed because no one's using it to buy coffee.
Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday Finance. In this video, Mark Yusko discusses Bitcoin and crypto. There is a significant difference in the number of daily active users in the Ethereum ecosystem compared to elsewhere. 4 years ago, the demand for Ethereum was not as high as it is now. Data from crypto ETF issuer Bitwise shows that there were over 250,000 daily active users of Ethereum and its scaling solutions, Arbitron and Polygon, in Q1 2020. The majority of these users were from the Ethereum layer 1 mana. As of the first quarter of 2024, this daily user number has increased to around 2.25 million, thanks to the addition of layer 2 networks Optimism and Sin. Meanwhile, crypto ETF issuer VanEck has raised its price target for Ethereum, predicting that the cryptocurrency will reach $22,000 by 2030. This information was shared in a blog published on June 5th by VanEck's head of digital assets research, Matthew Sel, and his colleagues. The analysts have revised their 2030 expectations for Ethereum, increasing them from $1,000 to $800 last year. They have observed that Ethereum's revenue per user surpasses that of most Web 2 businesses and predict that it will gain popularity among traditional financial market participants as well as big tech. It is anticipated that spot Ethereum ETFs will soon be approved for trading on US stock exchanges. This development would enable financial advisors and institutional investors to hold this distinctive asset and take advantage of its pricing and liquidity benefits. According to analysts, the projected valuation of ET 2030 is based on a forecast of $66 billion in free cash flows generated by Ethereum and the E-token. According to Ryan C.N. Adams, co-founder of Banklist, the Ethereum blockchain continues to generate significantly higher fees compared to the top layer 2 networks and Solana, despite having lower user numbers. He describes this as a remarkable achievement, as the Layer 2s pay Ethereum fees to ensure secure transactions on the main chain. Based on the information provided by Koino, Ethereum is currently valued at $3,862, showing a 1.3% increase in the past 24 hours. There is anticipation that the introduction of a spot Ethereum ETF will eventually drive the price of Ethereum to reach a new record high. However, there are concerns that the inflows into the new crypto ETF may be considerably lower compared to the Bitcoin ETF. And lots of things Mark Yusko discusses, so please watch the video to end. And share this video, and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance. Thanks.
I think it's another really important point, a great question. At the end of the day, securities or assets. It doesn't have to use securities, right? Commodities, currencies, there are stocks, bonds, currencies, commodities. There are 4 things that you can own. And however you want to classify them. And this idea that we're using an orange grove test for, 21st century assets.
It's crazy.
Crazy. But all that said, staking, right? Kind of like a deposit account, right? You're depositing an asset and you're earning interest on it. Any place that a financial institution can insert itself and get paid, they want to do that. And so, part of the problem of gold, quote Buffett, doesn't do anything, doesn't produce anything. No, it doesn't. But that's not its job. It's not a dividend paying security. It's not a yield bearing instrument like a bond. It is a store of value. Mm-hmm. What is that? Well, it is what it is. It's a store of value. And look, whether you like it or not, and it wasn't always this way. I mean, we had cowrie shells and stone wheels and copper coins, but all those came and went. And the scarcest, most durable, most finite supply asset that survived belief and custom, because that's all it is. It's just belief and custom. 5,000 years, a single ounce, if you have a single coin, 1 ounce of gold, you can barter it for a fine person's suit.
Correct.
For 5,000 years. I mean, that's pretty amazing when you think about it. And, there were times when you needed one Deutschmark, and there were other times you needed a wheelbarrow of Deutschmarks, because paper currency can be devalued, but gold can't, because you can't print gold. Now you can mine gold, but the amount that's mined roughly equals the amount lost or stolen. So the stock to flow stays really high and pretty stable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Bitcoin is the digital form of this.
Right.
And so it is a digital commodity. Now, could it also be other things? And people say, oh, Bitcoin's failed because, no one's using it to buy coffee. Like, well, actually, there are people using it to buy coffee, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
Peer-to-peer doesn't necessarily mean I'm using a tiny amount to buy coffee. What peer-to-peer means is that I can send some to you without JP Morgan, without Bank of America, without the Bank of International Settlements, without Standard Charters, without anybody.
Yeah.
The decline in Bitcoin's price aligns with a small decrease in the BTC supply held by its wealthiest holders, particularly the Bitcoin the supply held by whales, with at least 100,000 BTC has decreased by 0.2% in the last 48 hours. It appears that these investors are either redistributing their holdings into smaller addresses or cashing out completely. However, lower Bitcoin supply awards, such as the 10,000 to 100,000 BTC and the 1,000 to 10,000 BTC ones, have been accumulating in recent months from a technical viewpoint. Bitcoin's decline today began after it reached its interim resistance level at approximately $70,000. The cryptocurrency has struggled to surpass the mentioned level since mid-March. Interestingly, this level seems to be the key point in Bitcoin's ongoing head and shoulders pattern. This well-known bullish reversal formation typically confirms when the price breaks above the neckline and potentially rises by the maximum distance between the lowest point of the pattern and the neckline. The main advantage of Bitcoin: if the inver head and shoulders pattern plays out as intended, the target for July is over $90,000. However, there is a risk of a pullback from the neckline, which could send the BTC price towards its 50-day exponential moving average at around $66,640. Let's get back to Mark Yusko interview.
That's all it means.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it's a savings technology that's superior to the savings technology we have now. I take my fiat, right? So I'm a debt slave like everybody else. So I take my fiat and I deposit it in my savings. Okay. Now, if I leave it in cash, they steal it back from me minute by minute.
It goes
inflation, right? If I put it in a money market, I maybe offset the inflation so I break even. If I invest it and I buy a bond or stock, then maybe I can accrete some value over time. The problem is that inflation is still chewing away
right
at my savings. Well, if I convert some portion of it to Bitcoin or gold, now that asset doesn't change.
Yeah.
An ounce of gold is still an ounce of gold, right? One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. But we don't price Bitcoin in Bitcoin. We don't price gold in gold. We price gold in dollars or euros or yen or, pesos or bolivars. Yeah. And, I'm involved in this little company, and it is little. Well, it's a little teeny tiny and it's gone up a lot, but maybe too far, too fast. But this is called MetaPlanet. So MetaPlanet is a Japanese company. And
you were just there. You were just there like last month, weren't you? Or you're speaking on it. I think.
Jason Fang was speaking on it. Yeah. So he's also one of the partners, and So we invest, and we're trying to build the micro strategy of Asia, right?
Yes.
Very lofty goal. Look, you got to have big, hairy, audacious goals. So if we're going to go big, let's go big. And, we're starting with a little teeny tiny real estate company instead of a, big software company that Michael had. But Michael Saylor had this great idea. I got a business that's kind of I can take the capital and I can trick the treasury in Bitcoin. And then instead of losing the value to inflation, I have a deflationary asset. Oh, and people will lend me money in fiat, and I can pay literally close to zero, and I can buy this appreciating asset. Great business. So we're like, all right, we're going to do the same thing. And so we, convert to do this. And now I forgot where I was going with the beginning of the story. But anyway, so what were we talking about before Metaplanet?
Binance, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world by daily volume, made an announcement on June 8th regarding its recent developments. We have reached 200 million global users, which is a remarkable achievement. As far as we know, no other exchange can come close to boasting such a large user base. The figures mentioned here are self-reported in a celebratory manner. Binance took to its social media platforms to frame the achievement of reaching 200 million users as a milestone in their quest to onboard 1 billion users, or 1 in every 8 people on Earth. In a recent post on x.com, Binance expressed gratitude to their users, stating that their support is crucial to their journey towards 1 billion users. It is worth noting that as recently as 2022, Binance had around 130 million users. The exchange has experienced significant growth, with an addition of 40 million users, bringing its total count to 170 within just 6 months into 2024. Furthermore, it has already added at least 30 million more users, indicating a strong momentum. This puts Binance on track to reach 300 million users by 2026, assuming the current trend continues. The trends for both the company and the industry remain consistent, with Binance's 200 million users. Another milestone has been achieved by the company, following a previous record in the cryptocurrency industry. In March, Binance reported that it had reached $100 billion in user assets under custody. On average, each user had about $500 worth of assets in custody. The legal issues surrounding the company's founder and former CEO, Changpeng CZ, are mostly in the past. CZ is currently serving a 4th Monon sentence on fraud charges. Despite this, Binance seems to have come out relatively unscathed. CZ has expressed remorse for his actions and is fulfilling his sentence in a minimum security facility in California. If you learned something from this video, then please like this video and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance, and we will meet next video. Thanks.